to Just in Time for today's math. A just-in-time math lesson with Teresa Garcia. Math can oftentimes be overwhelming and confusing. It's up to the teacher to know when we should move forward. Using just-in-time teaching and learning techniques can help teachers determine when students are ready. Learning objectives are the foundation of any quality lesson. One of the benefits of just-in-time teaching is that it allows teachers to get a good grasp for what our students already know. So our first objective falls in line with that, and that students will apply previous knowledge to construct greater understanding of the mathematical operations with fraction and decimal problems. Our second learning objective is that students will solve multi-step problems with fractions and decimals while applying the order of operations. If you don't remember, those are parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. Our third objective revolves around using Web 2.0 tools and collaborative work. Students will evaluate and communicate their understanding of operations with fractions and decimals. The first activity in our lesson is called My Favorite No. I borrowed this activity from a website called theteachingchannel.org. What I want students to know is that everybody makes mistakes, and we learn from our incorrect answers. They are rarely alone in getting a math problem wrong, and many wrong answers are usually on the right track. I use the philosophy statement that our mistakes are learning opportunities, and this first lesson is about capitalizing on our mistakes. We use the Schoology learning management system, but any discussion board can be used for this activity. The teacher I borrowed this idea from actually just used 3x5 note cards in a traditional classroom setting. So for this first activity, I simply set up a discussion post with a math problem that relates to what we're working on in class. Before moving on to the next lesson, I want to know what materials need to be retaught. These two students just make silly mistakes. One simply reduces incorrectly when cross-canceling, and the other just copies down the wrong denominator. Both errors could be avoided with careful student review. These next two students got the answer correct. Notice they both did very neat work. I always stress to my students that many mistakes can be avoided with neat and careful work. Never underestimate neatness in process-type problems. The second activity we'll be doing for this lesson is pointed practice and reporting. After figuring out where more work is needed, I can use a free program such as Khan Academy to assign specific tutorials to students who need more work. Khan Academy provides example problems, video tutorials, and quizzing for nearly every mathematical concept. Once students view the example problems and videos, they practice that concept and take a short quiz. Khan Academy then generates a report for the teacher, including who completed each task and their level of success, providing information for the teacher regarding whether or not students are ready to move on. Like I said earlier, for many students, math can be frustrating and confusing. Just-in-time teaching and learning provides opportunities for students to learn from their mistakes and teachers to clarify their understanding of student comprehension levels before moving on to the next set of concepts. These were just two examples of how I plan to implement just-in-time training and learning, though theoretically this wonderful teaching solution can be used for nearly any instruction of almost any subject using the latest emerging technologies or utilizing traditional classroom environments.